Buenos días. Estamos esta mañana con todos vosotros junto con nuestra compañera de la red exterior Lola Sánchez y también está con nosotros Conchi Villegas del Departamento de Promoción de Alimentos y Vinos de IPEX y también tenemos un responsable de Who que luego va a presentar Lola para, para desarrollar bueno, y atender a este webinario sobre tendencias sobre la venta de vino en China. El webinario, como habéis oído, va a ser grabado y a continuación, probablemente mañana, os enviaré tanto la documentación que pueda enviarme Lola como el enlace para que podáis volver a ver este webinario. Así que nada, yo no voy a decir nada más. Sí que sabéis, como en todos los webinarios que hacemos, que luego podéis tener un hueco para hacer algunas preguntas. Si no os surgen las preguntas ahora, que es lo que suele pasar, pues nos las podéis hacer llegar a través de email o nos llamáis o lo que sea, que en cualquier caso nosotros se las haremos llegar a Lola o a los expertos que hagan, que sean capaces de respondernos. Así que nada, yo no tengo nada más que decir ahora, doy paso a Lola y bueno, y que sepáis también que está Conchi por si tenéis alguna duda en concreto del sector. Lola, es tu turno.
Buenos días. Bueno, Teresa, muchas gracias Conchi, muchas gracias a todos por participar. I want to also thanks Mr. Bill that I will be introducing later because we have the opportunity today to have Mrs. Eva Xia and also Mr. Bill Lee, who are the responsible for the wine who. I will introduce them later, but thanks to them to participate, we will have the chance to know their experience and to know how they think the market will evolve in the near future. Muchas gracias a todos por participar. Bueno, pues voy a dar comienzo, voy a compartir la presentación. Bueno, en el webinario el objetivo es un poco poneros en situación, aunque bueno, la mayoría de vosotros pues tengo constancia de que seguís cómo va evolucionando el mercado chino y bueno, también pues por las actividades que estamos realizando, por el contacto con importadores y distribuidores, sabéis cómo está un poco la situación. Pero bueno, el objetivo es comentar cómo se encuentra actualmente la situación, cuáles son las tendencias, cuáles son los cambios que se han experimentado principalmente en estos 2 años, bueno, ya casi 3 años desde que dio comienzo la pandemia, cómo ha evolucionado y, bueno, pues un poco qué expectativas podemos tener del mercado chino para los próximos años. Como he dicho, vamos a contar con la participación de 2 expertos que ya han colaborado con IPEX en ocasiones anteriores a través de la Organización de Promociones en Punto de Venta. Conocen bastante bien lo que son las bodegas y los vinos de Castilla-La Mancha. Comenzamos a hablar de las exportaciones de vino españolas a Asia. En general, bueno, pues el primer semestre, que es en el que nos vamos a enfocar principalmente, del que tenemos datos, no ha sido un buen un buen semestre para las exportaciones de vino a Asia, que se han visto reducidas un 13,7% con respecto al mismo periodo de 2021, con un volumen de exportaciones de 63,2 millones de litros. En este sentido, China, pues bueno, la caída de las exportaciones en China ha tenido un peso muy significativo. Disminuyó las importaciones en el primer semestre el 31,1% con respecto al mismo semestre del año anterior. Para nosotros, para China, este 2022, como sabéis, ha sido un año especialmente complicado, complejo. En 2020 se inició una pandemia, hubo el confinamiento de Wuhan, estuvimos 2 o 3 meses confinados, pero bueno, realmente la actividad después se reanudó y tampoco hubieron demasiados confinamientos durante ese año. 2021 fue un año optimista, con un volumen de importaciones que bueno, pues no había descendido tanto con respecto a años anteriores, y en 2022 realmente es cuando llega el año más complicado para China. Como sabéis, han habido numerosos confinamientos, numerosos problemas logísticos, pues que han dado lugar a que se produzca esta reducción en el volumen de las exportaciones. Sobre todo en volumen, vemos que lo que es en valor, bueno, pues la reducción no ha sido tan significativa como lo que se refiere a volumen. En la disminución en cuanto al valor ha sido del 16,4%, con un volumen total de importaciones de 76 millones con respecto a los 91 millones del año anterior. En cuanto a las importaciones globales de China, pues China importó vinos por valor de 4.745 millones de yuanes, es un 10,4% menos que en el mismo semestre del año anterior. No solamente las importaciones de vino español se han visto reducidas, sino que también se han visto reducidas pues, las importaciones de otros países. Francia es el primer país donde China importa vino, con 2.049 millones de yuanes, seguido de Chile, de Italia, y en cuarto lugar nos encontramos España. El precio medio del vino por litro importado es actualmente de 25,83 yuanes el litro, lo que viene siendo unos 3 euros y pico con el cambio. Aquí en la variación de las exportaciones en valor y volumen, pues vemos que China ha variado significativamente en el último año. O sea, que estamos hablando de respecto a agosto de 2021 a agosto de 2022. Vemos que principalmente o sea, el volumen de importaciones disminuyó un 14,3%. Por lo tanto, vemos que ha sido en 2022 cuando realmente ha habido un descenso muy, muy importante y significativo de las importaciones, pues debido principalmente a lo que comentamos. La política de casos cero. De cero casos de COVID se ha mantenido de una manera muy, 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 muy estricta durante el año 2022. Un poco también debido a la situación política de China. Como sabéis, la semana pasada hubo el congreso, digamos, pues el más importante desde la época de Deng Xiaoping. En China se quería mantener la estabilidad, que no hubiese demasiados casos de COVID. Entonces, bueno, pues el gobierno ha sido muy, muy estricto con todo lo que ha sido los confinamientos. ¿Qué pasa? Que vemos en Shanghái estamos desde abril a junio confinados. ¿Qué ocurre? Pues que toda la logística se ve tremendamente afectada, ya no solo porque la ciudad de Shanghái esté confinada, que también sabes que bueno, pues Shanghái es uno de los principales puertos y uno de los principales destinos de las exportaciones de vino, pero bueno, pues también por todos los problemas logísticos que ha conllevado. Actualmente, bueno, pues la situación es verdad que no es tan esperanzadora. De alguna manera todos esperábamos que después del Congreso hubiese un poco más de atisbos de apertura de fronteras, que se redujesen de alguna manera los confinamientos, pero bueno, realmente vemos que hay bastante prudencia y que probablemente pues hasta marzo, que no se va a consolidar el gobierno, no se produzcan cambios significativos. Mi compañera Alison también, que es la directora de la oficina de Shanghái, nos está acompañando. También ella, bueno, pues al final nos puede comentar un poco la situación. Ahora mismo la situación prácticamente está normalizada en la mayoría de las grandes ciudades, en Beijing después del Congreso, en Shanghái, en Guangzhou sí que hay algunas ciudades que todavía están sufriendo confinamientos. Por ejemplo, en Ningbo, la ciudad de Ningbo, en algunos distritos están confinados. Y bueno, realmente los confinamientos, aunque no sean por ciudades, se ven habitualmente, porque bueno, cuando se produce un caso, habitualmente la gente que vive en ese residencial tiene que permanecer en casa sin poder ir a trabajar, etcétera. Entonces, bueno, pues en unas ciudades donde vive una gran cantidad de población es muy complicado que no se produzcan casos. ¿Qué eso que ha llevado? Pues claro que hay importantes cambios en el sector, se cierran numerosos establecimientos en lo que es el canal Horeca, y empieza a aumentar el consumo también en los hogares. Esto en los 3 años, los últimos 3 años, ha habido una transformación importante en lo que son los canales de distribución y también en lo que son los importadores. Hasta hace 3-4 años, pues bueno, había en China mucho importador oportunista que consideraba, bueno, pues con el vino un negocio paralelo de alguna manera, y en el que, bueno, pues un negocio que aportaba importantes beneficios. Desde que comenzó la pandemia esto se ha visto modificado, porque, bueno, pues ya todos los canales de distribución que tenían esos importadores que digamos que no eran muy profesionales se han visto mermados, o sea, se acaban, bueno, con las nuevas políticas también establecidas por el gobierno chino. En los últimos años se acaban todo el consumo de alcohol en los eventos. A partir de la pandemia, pues se reduce significativamente todos los eventos, todas las reuniones. También hay bastantes empresas que han caído o sea, bastantes empresas pues, que ya no celebran sus eventos, empresas que han cerrado y a los que no se le venden. Entonces, digamos que esos importadores que no eran tan profesionales van desapareciendo y se van profesionalizando. Aquellos, pues bueno, permanecen aquellos importadores que tenían la importación de vino como su negocio principal y que sí que se van fortaleciendo. Estos también poco a poco van modificando también sus canales de distribución. Cada vez vemos más que las plataformas online, digamos, individuales de cada uno de los importadores que distribuyen, o sea, de cada uno de los distribuidores, perdón, que ofrecen la venta a través de Internet, sobre todo en un momento pues, en el que la restauración ha permanecido cerrada, en que muchas tiendas permanecen cerradas y en que mucha gente, pues bueno, pues prefiere hacer la compra online con tal de evitar riesgos. Por otra parte, vemos que se produce también un aumento de la producción de vinos nacionales y cada vez son más las promociones online que se realizan de este tipo de los vinos que se producen en China. En cuanto hemos hablado de los canales de distribución, hablamos del perfil del consumidor. El perfil del consumidor está cambiando también de una forma muy significativa. Los adultos, los jóvenes, los millennials y los que llamamos la nueva generación Z, los nacidos entre el 95 y el 2009, pues son los que más dispuestos se encuentran a consumir. También son aquellos que se encuentran más dispuestos pues, a conocer nuevas culturas, a viajar, a intentar pues bueno, la formación, ¿no? En aquello que no conocen y en aquello que de alguna manera pues puede resultar una seña de identidad, una diferenciación con el resto de su generación. La generación Z representa ya el 17% de la población con 233 millones de habitantes y es curioso en este sentido, surge lo que se denomina watch out, que es la tendencia a traducir como la China chic, ¿no? Son los chinos que, pues bueno, porque tienen unos hábitos de consumo que digamos que están más internacionalizados, más occidentalizados y para ellos el consumo de vino supone una diferenciación. En este sentido, pues vemos que se están desarrollando, que es muy, muy importante el desarrollo de estrategias de promoción y marketing. Tenemos por un lado las plataformas de venta, como pueden ser las plataformas, digamos, generalistas, como por ejemplo Tmall y JD. Estas plataformas, junto a las plataformas especializadas en la venta de vinos, como en este caso Winehoo o Winejun, aquellas que solamente se especializan en la venta de vinos, es verdad que no han visto incrementadas sus ventas durante este año, tal y como se esperaba. Pero no han mermado, o sea, la caída de las ventas no ha sido tan profunda como la que han existido en otros canales de distribución. Actualmente, bueno, pues se siguen haciendo un gran número de promociones a través de redes sociales, a través de TikTok, a través de el TikTok chino, que es el Douyin, a través de Redbook. Estas actividades se hacen pues, principalmente dirigidas a lo que va a ser el nuevo consumidor, la nueva generación Z. Se realizan numerosas promociones online. Promociones en los que se ofrecen descuentos y se compran los vinos en un momento determinado. Es verdad que este tipo de estrategias son bastante complejas, se están desarrollando bastante por parte de los importadores y los distribuidores. De cara a las bodegas, pues es complicado poder definir una estrategia desde aquí. Normalmente, pues eso se realiza y desde nuestro punto de vista, pues es interesante realizar este tipo de promociones con plataformas principalmente especializadas en vino, que también tienen sus propias tiendas dentro de, por ejemplo, Tmall y JD, o sea, plataformas como Weinhu, ahora lo comentará Billy y Eva, tienen además tienen sus propios canales de venta y además cuentan con sus propias tiendas en Tmall y JD. Las actividades online vienen dirigidas principalmente a lo que hemos señalado de la generación Z y a crear conocimiento. Actualmente en China existe una tendencia interesante en la formación en vino. Todo el tema de la gastronomía pues, se ha puesto, pues igual que está ocurriendo en Occidente, se ha puesto muy de moda en los últimos años. Cada vez tiene pues, más prestigio y se desarrollan, por ejemplo, esta imagen es una actividad online que se desarrolló en una promoción de punto de venta en el 2020 de vinos que realizó Weinhu, precisamente Bill con otro sommelier para la promoción de vinos de Castilla-La Mancha. Este tipo de actividades son muy interesantes para los consumidores, en este caso, pues para la gente, un perfil, digamos, de nivel medio alto que tiene interés son wine lovers, tienen interés en el sector del vino y tienen interés en conocer, pues bueno, más allá de los vinos que suelen consumir habitualmente. Por ejemplo, en esta promoción podéis ver ahí que el número de personas conectadas fueron de 714, alcanzó más de 3.000 personas que están recibiendo conocimiento sobre Castilla-La Mancha, sobre los vinos y bueno, pues sobre las particularidades de cada uno de los vinos. Este tipo de actividades se suele realizar y es un poco la tendencia, no solamente en estas plataformas, sino pues, en diferentes tipos, en redes sociales, en diferentes tipos de plataformas, con el objetivo, pues bueno, de conseguir un mayor alcance. Al final es un evento que tiene una duración de 1 hora y media, facilita el conocimiento pues, para gente que no tiene necesidad de desplazarse y además la compra, ¿no? Porque normalmente durante este tipo de actividades también se realizan promociones para que las personas pues, bueno, puedan comprar. Y bueno, una vez dicho esto, es verdad que los datos de este año no son muy alentadores. La situación, los importadores principalmente los importadores, pues bueno, han tenido bastantes reticencias a incorporar, han tenido bastante stock durante este tiempo. Es verdad que ya están finalizando con el stock, ya han tenido bastantes reticencias a incorporar nuevas referencias o hacer nuevas compras porque, claro, la situación realmente es bastante de una incertidumbre importante. Se espera una vez, o sea, cuando nosotros hablamos con ellos, lo que nos transmiten, ¿no? Y lo que yo puedo transmitir a vosotros es que, bueno, no hay mal que 100 años dure, que ya llevamos 3 años y igual nos quedan 3 meses, ¿no? Y que la situación va a cambiar. China, como sabéis, es un mercado en el que hay que estar para que no nos olviden. Entonces yo creo que, bueno, que dentro de poco la situación cambiará y el mercado se irá animando. Como he dicho, de esto no tenemos todavía datos porque, bueno, pues fue hace poquito, pero por lo que sabemos de lo que nos transmiten los distribuidores, principalmente en este caso, las ventas para las vacaciones de octubre han funcionado bastante bien. La gente prácticamente no ha viajado bueno, pues el miedo, ¿no? a después las restricciones que existían para los traslados de unas ciudades a otras y también, pues bueno, por el miedo que existía que luego, pues bueno, no pudiesen volver a sus domicilios, etcétera. Entonces, bueno, pues se ha consumido bastante vino, sobre todo principalmente en los hogares y bueno, pues hay que seguir apostando, yo pienso, y eso, que dentro de poco, pues bueno, la situación cambiará. Como he dicho, los importadores se han profesionalizado bastante y bueno, pues esperamos que pronto, ¿no? La situación cambie. Seguramente os estáis planteando cuándo se va a poder ir a China, la gran incógnita. Realmente, bueno, pues como he dicho, se esperaba que en octubre, ahora con el Congreso, hubiesen noticias de una mayor apertura, pero realmente no se sabe. Puede ser que se reduzca el tiempo de cuarentena, lo que ocurre es que, bueno, pues para la obtención del visado prácticamente ahora, bueno, el visado de negocios no es posible y incluso visados de trabajo, pues es prácticamente imposible de conseguir en estos momentos. Entonces, bueno, pero sí que se están realizando ferias. Ahora del 9 al 13 será la feria de Chengdu, que este año pues bueno, se va a juntar la feria de los diferentes hoteles y la gran feria. Después será ProWine en Shanghai el 20 y 22 de noviembre, con lo cual ferias se están celebrando, eventos se están celebrando y se espera bueno, que haya pronto una apertura. Y bueno, pues ya comentado esto, voy a dar paso a Eva y Bill para que puedan hablar. Os introduzco un poco el grupo Wine. El grupo Wine es, bueno, pues es una de las mayores plataformas de venta de vino actualmente. Comenzó en principio con una plataforma de información sobre vino, contando con pues, bueno, canales, digamos, un medio de comunicación sobre vino que publicitaba, o sea, que publicaba artículos pues, que pudieran ser interesantes para los wine lovers. Poco a poco se fue transformando y ahora es una de las mayores plataformas de venta. Tienen una venta de más de 180 millones de yuanes anuales y desarrollan pues, bueno, una amplia actividad en diferentes canales. No solamente existe lo que es la plataforma online, que sí que es el principal canal de venta del grupo Waihu, también cuentan con otras tiendas, el grupo Bannery, que es una tienda, son tiendas de gourmet que están en las principales ciudades de segundo nivel de China. También cuentan con wine bars en la zona de Shanghai y en la zona de Chongqing. O sea, es un grupo con diferentes canales de distribución y que bueno, pues ha venido creciendo en los últimos años y ha venido trabajando muy bien, innovando sobre todo en lo que son las nuevas tendencias, en lo que son las nuevas formas de promoción, etc. I don't know, Bill? Bill, are you there?
Hello, I'm here. Hello,
Hello, perfect.
hello.
Okay, so
Yeah,
Bill and Eva.
nice to meet you. Yeah,
Okay,
Eva will come later. She is a little bit busy right now. Yeah.
okay, perfect. So, one moment. Okay, so I have just finished my presentation, so you can introduce yourself and the group, and thank you so much for your participation.
Thank you, Lola. Thank you for everyone to attend this webinar. And I'm Bill. I'm taking charge of the purchase directly from the winery. I think some of the owners maybe we have met online a few years, maybe 2 years ago, because as Lola introduced, we have a very big event 2 years ago about Castilla-La Mancha, and I think that event is quite successful. And we introduce 12 wineries to China, and actually we import 12 wineries in China, and we still working on some of the wineries to keep 2 years business. And but today is not about only the important things. We just share some information, and according to Lola's request, we share some information now in China, and what's going on with the e-commerce business and wine business in China. As you know, this year is quite hard for China, and especially in Shanghai, we have been locked down over 2 months. The lockdown means we cannot even go out of our home. We have to just the government deliver the foods, deliver the goods for us to support our life just like that. We cannot go out. So 2 months lockdown in Shanghai, that's really destroyed a lot of things. So we can have the data that from this January to September, so 9 months, there are 50.3% decrease of wine import in value, and 33.3% decrease in volume compared to last year. So it's a very significant decrease in China. But during this data, we still find something good. That is the volume, we decrease 1/3, but in value, we just decrease 50%. It means more higher level wine import. We import Chinese market import, and very entry level, very low quality wine is on the way to quit. So this is at least we have some good point. And another data is I just find it from my French friend. before the lockdown in Shanghai, before March, let me see, there are 30,000 French registered in embassy in Shanghai. So it means 3,000 French guys in Shanghai. But after the lockdown, only 60,000 left. Sorry, only 6,000 people left. So more than half left Shanghai. It means, French guys are really a wine drinker. So we lost a lot of a real wine drinker, and our atmosphere of wine is losing in this year. So actually, it's a negative, negative situation in China recently. So another thing is because of the lockdown, and still right now, it also has the limited dining in. It means some of the area you cannot eat in the restaurant. The restaurant cannot open or just like that. We get through this year, some regions, some restaurant meet those kind of limitations. So entree channel is really, we have to say it's a catastrophe. It's a nightmare for entree channel. A lot of restaurants closed, and a lot of importers depend on the entree channel closed. So entree channel in China, they used to not a very big channel, but now it's very hard to do. So entree is really hard. But comparatively, online is much better. First of all, is Chinese. Maybe the Chinese is the biggest group who likes to buy things online. So it's very unusual that 20% of the wine market share is online in China. And compared to United States, according to my data, in 2020, United States online market share is around 2%, but China 20%. And this 20% is still increasing. So I think Chinese market is quite different compared to the US, US market and the Europe markets. So you can find it's quite different. And another thing is the importers in China is decreased significantly. From in 2019, there are around 8,000 importers in China. But after COVID situation, after these 3 years later, it remains only half. So maybe now it's around 4,000 importers or less importers in China now. So I think it's a two-side things. One is maybe for you guys, you have less importers to select, less opportunity to find the importers. But the better way is only the professional importers, the importers who did very good job left, remains. So if you find the importers, maybe they will be much more professional than maybe 5 years ago when you meet a Chinese importer. So I think this is some basic information I would like to share with you. And the second one is how about e-commerce business for us? Actually, I think Lola has already introduced some about our Vinehu. We
But
have
you can introduce better. You will introduce better than me.
yes.
Feel
Okay,
free
okay.
to
I
introduce.
make a little brief introduction because I don't know in Spain, so I don't know what you're talking about.
And just a brief. So it's better for you to introduce.
Yeah,
I would like
yeah.
you to introduce also the group.
Yes, Vinehu is not a new company. We have already established for over 10 years. So we are the pioneer of the wine e-commerce in China, especially for the professional wine lovers, or we call it high involvement consumers. Um, we keep our business mode from early this century, from I think it's around 2010, and now it's 2012, so over 10 years. And actually, from 5 years ago, we merged two companies together, and our company grows much faster. So in recent 5 years, every year we increase very big size. 20%, 30% of the revenue increase at least. So in those 5 years, and our business for this year, our e-commerce business still increase, but not achieve our estimate goal because of the Chinese economy down. But compared to other channels, such as the wholesale channel, such as the on-trade, not only our online business, but also the whole online business is much better performance. As I said, on-trade channel is almost, we can call it, destroyed. And for wholesale channel, Chinese consumers, actually for the traditional consumers, the meaning of traditional consumers is they don't treat wine as the daily drinking alcohol beverage. They treat it more like a gift, or more like to maintain a relationship, just like that. Their portrait is different from the consumers of our consumers. Our consumers is much more professional, much more daily drinker, and they drink wine as the usual things. Not majority of Chinese, they drink beer or drink Chinese baijiu. So for us, even though the COVID situation is quite serious in China, our business goes smooth and we still increase because those guys, they don't take wine just for the business things. They take wines for friends, they take wine for himself, and they drink wine at home. So that's why our business still works well. Okay, and the next one thing is what we expect. Since our company still grows very fast, and our consumers is mainly the high involvement consumers and the wine lovers, so we always working on looking for new and good brands. And actually, we are very strong in Italy. We are okay in France, but for the tradition top 3 from last year, actually, we are working. We got more effort to find good brand, good wine from Spain, and we also do a lot of promote for Spain, just like a Castilla-La Mancha event. And for me, I'm an IPEX wine specialist, and I also the certificate trainer of wine from Spain, another institution. So we do events, we do WSET course, and we do certificate Spain wine events. So we do a lot of promotion about Spain wine. And now this year, second half of the year, China COVID situation getting better. We can restart our event. So this next half year, we already do a taste event of Rioja, two events for Rioja wines. And every month we do WSET level 1 and level 2 course. It's always introduce some Rioja, Libera de Duero, those kind of a Spain wine, Spain region and brand to the consumers. And of course, we are just the importers. We cannot promote Spain wine just by ourselves. So it's not enough. We still need the support from the constitution, from the wineries to promote the brand, promote Spain wine together. Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank
Any
you so
question?
much. Bill, I would like to know what kind of advice you can give to the wineries now in the Chinese market. What kind of advice can you give to the wineries about promotion, about ways of promotion, about what do you think they should do for the wineries that are already in the market, or for those that are not yet in the market?
Oh, you mean the advice, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I think the most important thing is because Chinese market is quite different from the US or different from the Europe. I think this is your main market. And another problem or the situation is Chinese market is really fragmented. Even though China is so big, there are 1.3 billion people here. So in in a lot of people in this business, they think China has such a population, we can sell a lot of wines. But be careful, the average salary of China is around, I think it's around 300 or 400 euro per month. This is the average salary of China. So it means at least maybe 1 billion people cannot afford wines because of the tax, because of the export price, import price, we have to sell the wine at least 5 euros. I mean retail price at least, I mean very, very at least. Actually, we sell wine, we have to sell 5 euros, 10 euros and above. So you think majority of the people only receive 300, 400 euros every month. They are not able to afford the wine. So I think first things is we should keep this low. There are not a lot of importers can take 10 containers from your winery every year. That's not easy. This is the first point. The second point is the market is really fragmented. You should really know what is your brand status. Let me take an example. If you are a very nice price ratio wine, maybe your export price is 1 to 2 euro, this kind of price, it's better to sell first, yes, wholesale importers. The importers mainly to do wholesale. They will sell those kind of wines to the second tier, third tier city, because in those the civilians or the wine drinkers in those second tier, third tier city, they don't know about wine. The knowledge they don't know. They don't know the brand. They just want a wine with very good price and with good looking package. That is the most important things. I mean, for the entry level. And for us online, and we mainly focus on the high involvement consumers, wine lovers, we also purchase entry level wine. But for us, because we have the ability to judge the wine's quality, so we select those kind of entry level wines very carefully. Because one, we have our skills. The second, our consumers have the skills to judge the quality. So for us, we still import entry-level wines, but with a very careful quality judgment and stability. Consistency is very important for us. Okay, and if I take Castilla-La Mancha as the example, Castilla Mancha is much famous for the entry-level wine, and for the reputation of the premium one and the super premium one compared to Rioja, Ribera del Duero, Castilla-La Mancha don't have that kind of a reputation. It means that for us, because our consumer is quite professional, if I take a premium price wine from Castilla-La Mancha, for example, 20 euros, it will be much harder to sell 20 euros Rioja compared to Castilla-La Mancha. So those kind of wine, those higher premium price Castilla-La Mancha, maybe they have to choose another way to sell in China. That is, you should find an importer, trust your brand, and they don't sell to professional, very professional wine lovers. We have
Yeah,
actually we have a lot of importers like that. We have a lot of importers like that because lack of wine knowledge. A lot of consumers just believe the wine, the people who sell the wine. Those importers believe your brands and have a very good cooperation with your brands, and their consumers, they have their own sales channel, and to introduce the brand, to introduce your brand into the consumers with maybe premium wines, with much super premium wines, maybe. Okay, this is the way to market premium wines. Yeah.
You know, Castilla-La Mancha is doing also a great effort to promote the wines because are very, very, very good wines right now, very high quality wines, and also top wines, even Pago wines. So we are working very hard to do that and to promote.
I can find that because 2 years ago we have a very deep cooperation. So through this event, we know a lot of wineries, not only for the bulk wine, but also for the premium. But I have to say, after 2 years of cooperation, what is the real situation? I don't want to say, oh, your wine is good, tastes good, and we think you have the opportunity to sell good in China. But no, I just want to be strict. After 2 years, we find that we can sell entry-level Castilla-La Mancha wine. We sell 2 containers, 2 or 3 containers of Severa, the entry-level wine, every year. But it's really hard to sell Castilla-La Mancha wine from about 5 years.
There are people who has questions, so maybe I don't know, Teresa, if we how much time we have?
How much time do you have? Till 11.
Okay. So maybe there are some questions.
If anyone has a question, can turn on their microphone or write it in the chat. Somebody have a question there in the chat.
Yes.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello,
Okay.
Bill.
So first,
Hello,
Roberto,
nice to meet you.
Sorry. I wait for export or...
Ahora.
Okay.
Uno de vosotros.
Hola. Hola, ¿qué tal?
Hola, buenos días.
Hello, Bill. Hello, how are you?
How are you?
I need to know, how do you think about the trends of variety and trends of packaging now in the China market? What do you think will improve the kind of selling?
Sorry, trends of what? Sorry,
Yes,
I don't get it.
Of variety, trends of
Of
kind of wine, this kind of... for me, it's very important to know what do you think about the market will go in the kind of wine, for to know what will happen in the future. Now we know when we speak in China about the Spanish varieties, always is Tempranillo, this kind of... I need to know about this kind of trends. Do you think that will happen in the future? We can open for another varieties the market, or only is for another kind of countries?
Okay. Thank you, Roberto. Okay, very good question. From our perspective, because our consumer is relatively professional, so Tempranillo is not an unfamiliar word for them. They totally know what is Tempranillo. So it's just like Nebbiolo, like Cabernet Sauvignon, like Merlot. And I think our consumer has the equal knowledge about those kind of varieties because Tempranillo is the icon of Spain, this country. So I think there's no problem of to acknowledge about the Tempranillo. But for more grape varieties in Spain, our consumers is still need more knowledge about that, such as, for example, Ganacha. Actually, Ganacha is really a good, not only the super premium wine, but also for the entry-level wine. Ganacha is a very suitable varieties. It's a little bit sweet, strawberry style, roundness, not very high acidity, not very high tannic. Actually, it's really suitable for entry-level wines. But compared to Merlot, compared to Cabernet Sauvignon, if I put the same price wine from maybe France, Cabernet Sauvignon or Merlot, and the same price Garnacha from Spain, it will be obviously France wine will be sell better. I mean, for the entry level field, because they know much about the Cabernet Sauvignon and the Merlot. But for Garnacha, they think maybe because they don't have a much very high premium wine to support their reputation. And for rest of the varieties, it's much more less known than in the Chinese consumers, such as the Albarino, Mukvet, the kind of things. So for Chinese consumers, Tempranillo, maybe there's only one varieties they know is Tempranillo.
Okay.
And for rest, it's still need a time. But we can find that we can find the data this year, the volume it decreased 1/3, the value just decreased 15%. So we can find that with the knowledge increase, the people who are going to buy higher price wine.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And regarding to the packaging, I think that it has been I don't know if Bill, you have the same feeling, but I think in the last year it has been a change in the Chinese market. Before, Chinese used to like very colorful and very gold and red labels. Right now, and the labels are more smart, like more stylish, more with a more design style, rather than colorful, like very gold and very like shiny.
Okay, you mean the very gold is like a maybe ironic gold label like that?
Yeah, I think before it was
I got your point. Yes,
much more
exactly.
usual in China, or
Yeah.
people,
Yes.
or Chinese importer really likes more
Yeah.
this kind of
I think
labels.
for
Right now,
maybe 3 years ago, you maybe met some importers ask you to design a label with a gold and maybe it's made by metal and to make an OEM wines. And you find that 2 years later, less and less happened. Yes, exactly. This is the trend. People, more and more people know what is the real brand from Spain or from the original country, and less people drink those kind of shitty wines.
Okay. Thank you, Lola. Thank you, Bill.
thanks.
That's a trend.
See you.
See you.
See you. Thank you.
Hello?
Thank you.
Can you hear
Hello.
me?
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Okay, I have a couple of questions. The first one is, well, Lola talked about the statistics and numbers of wine imports comparing last year and this year. But according to statistics, this decrease is coming even farther. I mean, since 2017 or 2018, if I'm correct. So the question is, because we all know that this decrease is due to COVID, but the statistics shows that this decrease is coming from a few years later, since 2018. So something is happening in China market, and I really don't know what it is. If this is due to the economy, politics, or it's just because the wine was before like a boom, and now this boom explode, and and wine is not trendy anymore, or something is happening, because this is not only COVID.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
And
Oh, very good.
One,
yes.
And the second question is if your company also can offer services to importers. I mean, to do promotion with importers. I mean, like TikTok or online sales. Do you know what I mean? I mean, if you can offer services to the wineries that they already have importers, and you can work together with the importers to promote the wines.
Okay, okay. Let me answer the first question. Okay, it's a political and okay, it's a big question. Thank you.
Do you prefer me to reply, Bill?
I totally understand. I just need a little bit time to
But if you prefer me to reply,
yeah, to think about that.
I can reply. Okay, I will give you. I will give the group.
Yes, I can answer the first question now. Yeah,
My
yeah. Okay, okay.
And you can also share your opinion. I think it's a mix of different things. From in 2015, 2016, there were a lot of not really professional importers in China who were thinking that wine business was a very profitable business because they can import for 2, 3, 4, 5 euros and sell the wines at very, very, very high price. So they were imported, but some of the importers were like they were in other business like finance, and having a lot of people working in finance who was importing wine, people who have factories was importing wine. So at the end, when you visit their warehouse, some of them, they even didn't know that they were imported that wine, so they even know what to do with those wines. At that moment, there were a lot of political events, like parties, and they have the channels to sell the wines. After that, after 2018, there was no way to sell those wines, so the imports start to go down. This is one of the reasons. The other reasons, I think it's because the situation, there is not the political situation, there is not no way to drink wines in public events. So, and there's no way to use the wines as a gift. So there is another reason. Also because the economy in China in the last years has not been as successful as we can see according to the figures they publish. So there is few different things that makes the market is going down. But from my point of view, as Bill has said, I don't think that this is bad for the wineries. If the wineries wanna do like one sell, one time sell, like the 2 or 3 containers, this is not a good situation. But if the wineries want to establish a long cooperation with an importer, right now the importers are much more professional than 5-6 years ago. So it depends how we see the market, but I think right now there are also many opportunities to work with very good and professional importers. I don't know, Bill, your opinion, but I think will be kind of similar.
Yes, I totally agree with you, Lola. And the first idea I want to share is that the Chinese import of wine is increasing, but with up and down. The first boom is from 2008 to 2012. Those 4 years increased a lot, but when 2012, our president gets into the market, gets into the position, and he make a very strict rule to the government that not receive the premium gift from, I think it's from 2012, and in 2013 the imported data fall very significantly, but it's restart to rise from 2014, 15, 16, 17, and around 17 and 18, it start come to very steady and just a little bit decrease of the imports, and the COVID comes. So 2019 to now is every year we decrease. So, but from my point of view, Chinese import always rise, but with up and down. So I think we should have a confidence. Chinese economy is not very good in those 2 years, but we just finished the conference. The new leader has already set the politic situation is getting more smooth, and it is believed that economy will getting better. With the economy getting better, the wine imports must be rise. It's obvious. It's has no doubt about that. Okay, and
second question.
Yeah. The second question about the service. I want to introduce our thing about online promotion, like a TikTok like that. We don't provide service to other importers because we import a lot of brand. So we have our own team to have our TikTok team. We have our account to do a live stream to sell in TikTok, and we make a video, and we are not only our vinehu.com. This is our private apps to sell wine. We also have our stores in Taobao, Jingdong. I think maybe you know this kind of name. It's the biggest e-commerce platform in China, even in the world. We also have our own stores. So we also put our brands not only in vinehu.com, but also in the Vinehu in Taobao, Jingdong. So how Chinese people can see our Vinehu and the brand we imported. And for the TikTok, for the we call it WeChat mini program, those kind of a platform to promote our brand by online, maybe video, maybe by live stream. So we just do like that.
Good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There is another question. I don't know, Teresa, if we have time to reply.
Yes, sorry, because my camera isn't working properly, but yeah, we have time for 1 or 2 more questions.
Okay, Bill, the question is, what do you think about the current general perception of organic wines in China?
Okay, this is a very good question, but actually I have to give you the negative feedback. The first reason is the certificate from your country is not allowed to promote in China. Yeah, because you have a certificate of the sustainable or maybe biodynamic, just like that, but we cannot promote those kind of a certificate in China unless you get through the certificate through Chinese government. It's super costly. You have to invite the Chinese governor to your vineyard to test to make a certificate. So that's almost impossible. This is the first reason, and the second reason is, from our opinion, we don't find those kind of sustainable certificate is a sales point, or we have to say Chinese consumers not care a lot about those kind of sales point. They will not buy the wine because of its sustainable or because of its organic. This is not a big sales point. Through my experience, not only online, not only our high involvement consumers, but also the low involvement consumers, I think they take these sales points not a priority. Okay.
Yeah. I think the same. Maybe in the future, if the market evolves.
Yeah, it needs time. And actually, it's a very important thing is that Chinese government should accept the certificate from the Europe country or from the foreign country. They don't need to do double check. That's so complicated and so costly.
So, does anybody have any other questions? Nobody? Sorry for my camera. I'm trying to turn it on, but possible. I'm Teresa. Okay. So, thanks so much, Bill.
Thanks.
Thanks to you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Be here today.
Thank you. Y gracias a todos. Y
gracias. This is the only Spanish word I can speak.
It's enough. It's enough. Gracias, Bill.
Gracias.
Pues nada más, lo dejamos por hoy.
So
Y os, bueno, perdón, Conchi, no sé si quieres decir alguna cosa.
No, nada. It's only thank you for the conference. It was so interesting for everybody.
Fenomenal.
Thanks to you.
Welcome. Thank you for listening.
Everybody.
Thank you, Bill.
Okay.
Bye.
It's time. Bye-bye.
Bye.